Release the hound.
Good morning, Lake Islands.
Good morning.
All right. It's good to see a good group this morning on our last official meeting of 2020. Go out with a bang. Hopefully things are better when we come back in the new year. If you'll stand and join me in a quick word of prayer, we'll get the meeting started. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time to gather and celebrate our excellent students from over at the high school. We thank you for their efforts, their dedication to their education and to service of others and to excellence. Thank you for their parents and teachers and administrators at the school that help spur them on to do great things, and we know that they will, and that your hand will be on them throughout. We just thank you for that. God, we are very thankful this time of year, especially a time to consider the blessings that we have, and even under the current circumstances, we know that we are blessed, that your hand is on us. We just thank you for that. We ask that you bless those who are here, bless those who aren't, keep everyone safe and healthy as we go into this holiday season. Just bring everyone back to our respective times of gathering when we come back on the other side, Lord. We thank you for those who serve in our community, in our city, our state, and our nation. We pray for guidance and just your discernment in their lives and decision-making, as in ours, Lord. We pray that you would give us opportunities to serve, places to serve, and the eyes to see the needs that we can help fulfill. We thank you for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen. So join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, it's nice to see a full room. I'll quickly ask if we have any guests other than those who are with our honored guests and our teachers and administrators. I don't see anyone who wouldn't be associated with them, but thank you all for being here. It is nice to have a good solid group. This is always one of my favorite programs. When I joined the club 10 or so years ago, Truett Matthews was running the youth program, and I remember it having a huge impact on me, just seeing how impressive the students were, their stories, their academics, the things they were doing in the community. And I thought, man, if I was in high school trying to compete with these kids to be in a top class position and get into a good school, I don't think I would have made it. So I always enjoy this program. I'm glad you're here, and we look forward to recognizing our student honorees today. In terms of announcements, I see that we've got Principal Carrie Jones with us this morning. Principal Jones, anything going on at the high school you'd like to share with us?
A lot going on.
Can't imagine.
Right, a lot going on, but we're excited. Volleyball undefeated, so we start playoffs tomorrow. Football, we're undefeated, so we have a game tonight. Basketball season has started, so that's fun. We're handing out turkeys to our custodial and cafeteria staff today, just to thank them for everything. And we're just literally going day by day, zooming and doing everything that we can. So we're having a good time so far.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Yes. Thank you for that. And yes, it's been an impressive run for the athletics departments. I know when Coach Jordan came at the beginning of the year, he was lamenting the fact that they weren't getting to practice as early as some of the other schools they were going to be competing with. And yet here they are having one of their most successful seasons. So kudos to them and their efforts. And kudos to the administrators and staff and faculty at the schools. We saw the superintendent's message that came out yesterday, kind of about the struggles of our teachers having to deal with the rise in the numbers of COVID infections and students that are on quarantine. We've got one of our honorees on quarantine right now. My son has been on quarantine. It's affecting all of us, but it's really impressive what the teachers have been doing and their dedication. to giving quality education to our kids in the face of these obstacles. So let's have a round of applause for our teachers. Thank you all very much. Some other quick club announcements. This past Saturday, we had our park cleanup at North Lake Highland, or Lake Highlands North Recreation Center. We had a dozen or so folks come out and help clean up the park. There was a lot of trash, but we made it look really nice, and appreciate the efforts of those who were there. There's some pictures in the newsletter. Darren Wickham, who's here, was at the DPD Health Safety Fair and had his Model A, if I recall, Model A forward, out there representing the Exchange Club, and that looked like it was a huge success. There were a line of cars, for blocks to get into the Health and Safety Fair. It looked like a really impressive setup, so glad to have supported that. Thank you, Darren. This Saturday, tomorrow at OHB, there's a chili cook-off. Eric, you involved in the chili cook-off? You want to say anything about it? Mark is too. Mark, you want to say anything about the chili cook-off? Are y'all competing against each other?
We are.
Yes! Sibling rivalry and the chili cook-off. All right. Get out there tomorrow. What's the time on that?
I believe they're going to run it 1 to 5 tomorrow afternoon.
All right. 1 to 5 chili cook-off at OHB. It's supposed to be a really nice day. Try to get out there and support them. And that's raising money for a good cause. What are they raising funds for?
I can't recall, but yeah, I think a portion of the proceeds are going to a charity.
Yeah, they've been doing this, we did the Oktoberfest thing up there with them. They've been choosing local charities to donate to and run events on the weekends. So get out there and help them out. It always goes to a good cause. Speaking of good causes, Family Compass has a coat drive that they're currently underway with. And you can find some information out on that on the newsletter and possibly their website. Before I make my last announcement, are there any, one other, Mr. Basin, VP of Membership, has previous year's models of Exchange Club shirts available to be given away. So if you want a shirt for cooking hot dogs or doing cleanup work, or just because you like our beautiful red shirts, there are a few sizes available, mostly medium, but check with Brent, he's got some shirts available. We're trying to clear out that inventory so we can just deal with the current version, current installment. Any other announcements?
We have some football shirts, extra larges and larges, I believe, from our school on the table there. So please feel free to take one if you like them.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I don't know about medium.
Thank you. That's great. All right. I alluded to it earlier, but we are not having any meetings again for the rest of this year. We will reconvene on January 8th. We're doing that for a few reasons. One, the rise in COVID cases in our community and in our city. It's kind of led us to the point where we think it's probably better for us to not continue to meet in person. And despite the attendance today, which is helped by the students and their families and teachers, our attendance hasn't been great on Friday mornings, and we're hoping to kind of reset and encourage folks to dive in and participate with us, whether that's in person or virtually in the new year. So if you see your fellow Exchange-ites, or talk to them or text with them over the next 6 weeks or so, just give them a word of encouragement that we'd love to see them, whether it's in person or virtually. One thing that makes this club special and enjoyable to be a part of is the camaraderie and fellowship that we get on a weekly basis. And some of that's lost, and especially when we're not getting to do our events like 4th of July and Oktoberfest and auction. It'd really be good to see everyone. So that is all I have for this morning. And I'm going to turn the program over to Raymond Fisher to recognize our excellent students. Thank you.
Please let the record show that all of you need to sit down. Thank you for that standing ovation. It was excellent. And may I say this? Good morning, Lake Highlands.
Morning.
It's my distinct pleasure to serve as Vice President and Director of Youth and help the club with this program each month. Thanks for coming today, like our president said, to the getting the live meeting in before the cutoff point, Youth of the Month and Character Council meeting. As usual, the faculty of the high school have provided us with 4 outstanding youth that have shown great leadership and character. And again, I continue to be, like I'm sure you all will be as well, impressed with the way that these students can manage just so much, especially in the face of this ever-changing new normal. I'd like to take this time right now to apologize, calling them, emailing them, and jumping into their texts and being extra. And there's absolutely no way this 43-year-old white male used those phrases correctly. So let's get right to it. We're gonna start with our Character Council Awards this month. As you guys know, the Character Council Awards are given to students nominated by the faculty and staff at the high school. This award recognizes young men and women at Lake Highlands High School, as well as their parents and mentoring teachers who display strong character traits as a vital part of their daily routine. These are students who serve as peer role models, positively participate in school or community service and extracurricular activities, serve as student leaders, and are reliable and very trustworthy. So I'd like to introduce you guys to our first Character Council honoree, and that is Alejandro Vega, who's joining us via Zoom. Now, Alejandro, we have some AV issues, so he may not be able to. Can you hear us, Alejandro? Okay. So Alejandro, unfortunately, was recently placed in quarantine because of someone in the folklorico group and the contact tracing. So that's really where we stand right now. As a result, Alejandro was not able to get me any sort of his answers to the questionnaire and things like that. Principal Jones, I'm going to ask you to come up and speak some words from Alejandro's teacher training.
Hi, Alejandro. Okay. All right. I've had the pleasure of working with Alejandro for 3 years on the folklorico team. Alejandro is very dedicated to supporting each member on the team. He will work one-on-one with a peer on a new dance step. He will sit with anyone going through a tough time who needs emotional support, and he represents folklorico, Lake Highlands, and his community with pride and joy. I am beyond grateful to work with someone who leads his team with as much of a heart as is mine. I am proud to have him serve as this year's folklorico captain, and that's from Miss Corwin. And then Alejandro is in my English 4 class this year. He is respectful, hardworking, and a pleasure to teach, and that's from Miss Valentine.
That's great. Alejandro, I will bring by your gift card and your plaque. We have one request that you only spend the gift card on yourself. Thank you for your hard work this year. We appreciate it. Okay, our next Character Counts awardee is Shamsa Al-Shibli. Okay, Shamsa, I'm going to ask you to choose your guest.
Good morning.
My name is my dad.
So Shamsa, again, was very patient with me getting her interested in the text and was kind of like, okay, Mr. Fisher, thank you, good night. That's enough. Bear with me right here. Shamsa has been in Lake Highlands for 3 years and attended Forest Meadow Junior High. She considers her strongest talent to be her nice nature because she does many things in lots of times for lots of different people. when she's not in school studying, she sits with her mom and talks with her, cleans the house, cooks and takes care of everything in the house. Shamsa is the lone daughter and has 5 brothers. Her favorite electronic device is her phone because she can take pictures with it and she can save for all these memories and moments. She will be attending UT Dallas in the fall. And she hasn't decided on a major yet, but she plans to study neurology and things dealing with the brain and nerves because she has recent experience with a stroke. Her mother suffered a stroke recently. If she could vacation anywhere in the world, she would go back to take a trip back to her country, Syria, to see her grandfather. And her grandmother's grave because she wasn't able to see her before she died. Her favorite apps and social media platforms are Snapchat and Instagram, and I respectfully stay out of those for her. If she could meet anyone in the world, past or present, she said she would meet her grandmother and discuss things with her, talk about her family with her. Her dream job is to become a neurologist and work with stroke victims. One more thing about Shamsa says that one thing that people don't know about her, or she's noticed her, is that she's a very sensitive girl, but she believes that when people see me at first, they think she might be arrogant, but I'm really not like that. She just has a lot of caring and a lot of pain for herself and her mother, but as a result, people think that she's, once they get to know her, they see that she's very kind. Shamsa, I'm going to continue with this plaque. Oh, Principal Jones, can you come up here and read some things about Shamsa from her teacher?
I'm not gonna answer Shamsa. Shamsa. Doesn't matter, okay? Well. Shamsa is always positive and friendly. She's willing to help others and is a great advocate for her peers. That's from Ms. McKay, your counselor. I had Shamsa as a student last year, and she is such a bright light. She works hard and always has a smile on her face. She would always come to class ready to learn and let me know if she had any issues. She was always in a great mood and made my day so much brighter. From Ms. Grinnell, yearbook and newspaper. She is a wonderful student and has overcome a lot of challenges in her life and still keeps a smile on her face and focuses on her education. I have seen her grow in her English education. English is not her native language, but she comes from a war-torn country, yet she still manages to keep a smile and a good attitude. That was from Mr. Meda, Social Studies, yeah. And then I have observed her servant leadership style. She practices the golden rule of doing for others as she would like to be treated. For example, she remembers what it was like to learn English, so she is given time to make the learning experiences of others better. She has been a tutor for our ESL students, a teacher assistant, and a peer tutor in the class on her own time. She regularly escorts new ESL students to their classes, the administrative offices, and the clinic. Through challenging times, she has remained positive by helping others, and that is from Miss Sierra Williams, ESL teacher. Congratulations.
A little bit, Shamsa, we'd like to afford you this plaque. And here's a gift card on behalf of the club, and we only have one request that you spend it on yourself. Okay, thank you for all your hard work. Okay, now we'll move on to our November Youth of the Month recipients, and I'll ask Travis Boone to come up here as I describe the award. The award recognizes Lake Highlands graduating seniors, along with their parents and mentoring teachers who have excelled in academics, leadership, and school and community service. These are students in the top 20% of their class, and often very often much higher, who participate in student government, school publications, music, theater, athletics, or other school-sponsored activities. These students typically receive special recognition or awards by other educational, community, state, or national organizations for demonstrating excellence in academics, leadership, participation, and community service. And so our first nominee, or our first awardee, is Travis Boone. Travis he has a GPA of 98.575 and is 56 in class rank. His favorite class is AP US History, and his school clubs include the Texas Association of Future Educators. His extracurricular activity, his primary one, is in the band. One of his special interests and hobbies is running tech for his church. That's Lake Point, White Rock Youth Group, and Youth Team. Plans for the future include attending Baylor with a major in accounting and a minor in religion. Travis attended Lake Highlands Elementary. He believes his strongest talent is his ability to look at every side of a situation and think about it critically in order to find a solution. When he's not at school or studying, he likes to hang out with friends and listen to music. He has one younger brother. His favorite electronic device is probably his phone because it allows him to do so many things and is extremely portable. He has, like I said, he's decided on a major at Baylor, and that's accounting because he enjoys and understands what accountants do. I like the fact that he enjoys it first, and second, understands what he's enjoying. If he could vacation anywhere in the world, where and why, he would like to visit France because of the rich history and the beautiful architecture. His favorite social media app is Instagram because it allows to see what everyone is up to, but it's also easy to tune out and remove. One person he wishes he could meet is George Washington because he's widely regarded as the father of America and lived an extremely interesting life. I believe that it would be interesting to hear him recount his life from his perspective instead of just reading it out of a textbook. His dream job is that he would eventually like to become a professor at Baylor. Hasn't even graduated and has decided he will be on the faculty. Is that fantastic, Mr. The best advice he's ever received is that God has a plan for you no matter what happens, from Steve Horton. If he could go back in time and talk to himself as a freshman, the advice he would give himself is to tell himself to look in the mirror and be a better person. And what he's most looking forward to doing after graduation and in 2021 and at college is just looking forward to going to college and meeting new people. Travis, we have this plaque and this gift card for you. We would like to present it to you. Thank you for your hard work and great job. We have one request that you only spend that on yourself. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Boone. Okay, I'd like to introduce our next November 2020 awardee, Morgan Short.
Hi, I'm Morgan Short. I'd like to give a short thank you to the Exchange Club for still putting this on. It means a lot to the seniors to still have something to look forward to. So thank y'all. My guests are my amazing parents, Amy and Eric Short. Wait. And my sister, who is a current sophomore at Lake Country High, Kendall.
So Morgan is class rank is 53, and she has a GPA of 98.88. When I look at some of these GPAs, I don't really always understand it. I feel like sometimes there's different scales. I feel like sometimes there will be like her GPA is gold with streaks of red. Favorite classes, AP Human Geography and AP US History. Her extracurriculars include choir and tennis team, National Honor Society, and the Girls Service League. Her community and religious activities include Young Life. She's a member of Ridgewood Park UMC Administrative Council. Her special interests include reading, snow skiing, baking, and watching sports. She plans to major in international relations and international studies with hope of serving as a U.S. diplomat or going to law school. I would go with A.
Hear, hear.
She believes her strongest talent is that how she is able to communicate with so many different types of people. See, there's that diplomat. Between her talkative nature and her knowledge about many subjects, she's cultivated the ability to talk to anyone about anything. She believes connections to the others is the most important aspect of life. Greater communication skills is how we can grow all of our bonds. She's an avid fan of professional tennis and Formula One racing. She likes to watch these events on TV with her friends and family. She also has a part-time job at Sun and Ski Sports, where she works as a cashier and sales associate. Prior to COVID-19, she was a frequent member of the student section at the football games, and she loves watching her friends play and perform during halftime. Her favorite electronic device is her AirPods. They allow her to listen to podcasts, music, and audiobooks while she does chores or errands, and keep me from getting tangled into a mess of earbud wires while she's exercising. She does plan to go to college. She's been accepted into Texas A&M at this point. For some reason, she's anxiously awaiting the decisions from other colleges. I don't understand this. She's currently unsure where she will attend. She will be majoring in international relations and global studies with a focus on business and economics. She has found that this combines her two passions, the world and entrepreneurship. Her favorite sport has to be tennis. She's played on the Lake Highlands varsity tennis team for 4 years, and she thinks it's the best part of her day. You may be shocked to find out that someone who is so interested in international relations loves all the world and hopes to see all 7 continents before she dies. But if she had to choose one area in the world where she could vacation, it would be a tie between Machu Picchu in Peru or Petra, Jordan. Both are some of the 7 wonders of the world and have huge historical impacts on society and make the history nerd me want to scream from excitement. Because I like my vacations to be educational. Oh, boring. That's awesome. I absolutely adore guided tours where I get to learn about where I am. I think both sites would offer that as well as being set against beautiful landscapes. So Disneyland is not in the cards. Her dream job would be Secretary of State of the U.S. She loves the world very much and would enjoy being able to represent the U.S. abroad and help foster international relations in order to help bring the world together. The best advice she's ever received is the easiest way to double your money is fold it in half and put it in your pocket. That was from her grandfather, who loves to invest and tells me regularly that investing cannot make up for saving. If she could go back in time, talk to herself as a freshman, the advice she would give herself is freshman year is the time to find your people. Experiment, go do a million different clubs and sports until you find out exactly what you like. She thinks she was so locked up in picking 2 or 3 clubs that she decided where she would have the next 4 years, she barely saw anything that Lake Highlands and the high school really had to offer. She believes Lake Highlands is beyond blessed to have such a large and diverse population with so many different organizations within it. Use that to your advantage. Last thing, the thing she's looking forward to most after graduation is the prospect that hopefully around the time of her graduation will be a healthier and safer post-COVID world. And she believes that if she could throw a pool party in good conscience without endangering classmates or others, she would be over the moon. Morgan, we have this for you here. This plaque and this gift card. And thank you for all your hard work. Great job. And we have one request. Only spend that on yourself. All right? Morgan Shore.
Again, I'd like to say how impressive a collection this group of students really is, and how well they embody the spirit and attitude and character and citizenship of Lake Highlands. So thank you all again. Let's give them all a round of applause.
All right, thank you, Raymond. Excellent program as always. Thank you to our students. Congratulations. As always, a very impressive group. I'll mention this now, and then I'll mention it again when I close the program with our honorees. Please stick around, including you, Alejandro. We'd like to get a photograph of everyone at the conclusion of the program. Thanks again to our teachers and administrators who are here with us. We do appreciate your efforts. We're really glad that y'all are here with us this morning to see what outstanding students to help share and celebrate their success. Thank you to the parents who are here and help motivate their kids and keep them on the right path. Obviously, y'all have done a tremendous job and should be very proud. I know you are. So thanks to you.
And unless there are any final announcements, I'll remind everyone that we're not meeting again in person or virtually, barring some as yet unscheduled special event that may or may not happen in December. We're not meeting again until January 8th. I look forward to seeing everyone again then, and hopefully out and about in the community to the extent we can, and do that safely. But hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, great Christmas, holidays in December. Be safe, be smart, but do enjoy your time. And with that, we are adjourned.